Oke, ketemu lagi dengan saya di Kurniawan di vlog selanjutnya. Seperti disampaikan di vlog sebelumnya bahwa ada beberapa bagian dari presentasi Mas Nur yang terpotong, jadi saya membuat video khusus untuk menyambung beberapa bagian itu. Baiklah, kita dengarkan tanya jawabnya dengan Mas Muhammad Nur terkait dengan Islamic Finance. Selamat menonton.
Alright, thank you, Mas Kenny. Islamic financial system is any financial transactions which complies with Islamic principles or Islamic laws. So it can be Islamic banking in industry level, it can be Islamic insurance, it can be Islamic bonds, it can be Islamic microfinance and so on. And the main difference between the Islamic banking and conventional finance is that Islamic finance doesn't incorporate interest. So, and the incorporation of interest in conventional finance has a very huge impact in the whole economy, because interest means creating money out of money. So without any accompanying risk. So in financial transaction, in Islamic financial transaction, every financial transaction must have an underlying asset to be accounted for. So for example, if I buy this stuff for let's say $100, and then I will sell you $120, that can be categorized as Islamic finance. And the one of the advantages of using Islamic financial system is that it reduces the risk of going into financial crisis. That's the in macro level. That's one of the main important. Islamic banking has seen very steady growth since the 90s until now. But it follows the growth of the Indonesian economy itself, because the large majority of Indonesian market are, they get used to conventional market, and then when Islamic banking tries to promote new system, this market mirrors the conventional one. So they demand similar things that the conventional finance have. So that can create, like a mirroring system between Islamic bank and the conventional one. So sometimes, for example, when the Islamic bank tries to market a certain product, they mirror the strategy of the conventional banks. Because of what? Because the large majority of the market are conventional market. So that's the real development. But the number says that the growth is really good, at least compared to the growth of conventional finance. The growth of Islamic finance has exceeded conventional ones. Yes, they do, because one of the things in Indonesia is that we have a really huge market, and more than 200 million people are Muslims. So there's a huge market target and segment there for Islamic products. Currently, it's very tiny. It's only 4.6% of the total financial market, and that's one of the problems actually in Indonesia, that we have together to address that, to increase the market. Right, so there are lots of factors contributing to the differences between one Islamic bank in a country and then another Islamic bank in another country. For example, the first Islamic finance was established in the Middle East. That was because of the surplus of oil industry on the petrodollars. So they have a huge capital for developing a new system. So instead of going with a conventional one, they developed the Sharia one out of that money. That's in the Middle East. So in Indonesian context, that's different. We do not have we do not have that privilege to have such a huge oil money pumped into the Sharia market, right? So we develop by our own efforts. So we gather retail funds from the society, from the people, and then that become our capital. So that makes the difference, right? So one has a huge leverage to everything, and then the other one has to struggle hard to and compete with other financial services. So that what makes the difference compared to other jurisdictions like for example Malaysia. We have very different policies. I mean, Malaysian constitution has already been set up to profit pribumi, for example, and then when they develop Islamic banking, lots of privileges come to that Islamic banking. But in Indonesia it's different. We have a very free and liberal competition in financial services. So those who are creative, those who are up to date, those who have great products, then they will survive without any government influence in terms of getting more resources from government money. No. So, but in other jurisdictions, in other countries, yes, they got the government's money channeled to that. The government has expressed their support to Islamic financial system. They have Sharia financial instruments now in the central bank, and then they have the supervision in the OJK, the financial authority. But a lot more can be done by the government. I mean, a very simple one, like for example, Indonesia has an annual budget, APBN. Take say like 5% of it is channeled through Islamic bank just to develop the market. That would be a huge impact, just 5%. So for example, if Indonesia has $100 billion, can you imagine that? So it's like 1,000 trillion rupiah to the Islamic banking industry, then it will make a huge impact. Because that leverage, that capital can make the Islamic banking outreach more wider. You know what? Because we cannot serve, for example, rural people, because we just do not have the capacity to do that. We do not have the resources to do that. We do not have the money to do that, right? So if we compete with BRI, for example, that's not our league. I mean, they have a huge resources coming from the government, for example, then they can do everything. But for us, in Islamic banking perspective, that's one of the things that can be done by the government. But actually, the government is moving forward towards that. Indonesian society, I think we need more education about Islamic finance, about Islamic system, economic system to the societies, and we need helps from the Indonesian ulamas, religious leaders, and to spread that this system works, and this system has a different and a huge impact if we together are working on it. I mean, because it's just different. It's just a different system to the conventional one, and we are the most populated Muslim country in the world, right? So I think the most important thing is educating the society, whether it can be from from a central bank or OJK's promotion, or from the society level, like the ulamas and religious leaders. So I think they can make. Yeah. That can be divided into several perspectives of how you approach Islamic finance. For example, if you approach Islamic finance from one perspective, like religious perspective, then you will get better berkah. This is happening in Quran. And this is according to Islamic law. So we are Muslims. Why not embracing this? That's for a religious perspective. For economic perspective, so Islamic banking, for example, they have profit and sharing principle, which is, I believe, is more fair. For example, if you invest in a bank, like let's say 1 billion rupiah, 1 miliar rupiah, and then you will get profit sharing or profit ratio, you get 40%, and then the bank get 60%, or the other way around. You get 60%, the bank got 40%. So out of profits of that 1 million rupiah that the bank is doing in their business, 60% goes to the customer. So if the bank, for example, make profit in 1 month is for example 1 million rupiah, so 600,000 rupiah will go to the customer. Then next month, if the bank has higher profits, then 60% goes to the customer also. But if the bank got lower profits, then also 60% goes to me. So it's fair. So you do not expect something that is not your rights to get it. For example, if you demand, if I have 1 billion rupiah, for example, and then I demand each month I must get 5 million rupiah as an interest, for example, that's not the way the Islamic banking does. So that's one of the simple.
It's like a mutual responsibility and mutual profit.
Yes.
So everybody is happy and everybody get.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mas Nur.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Oke, demikianlah vlog saya kali ini dengan Mas Nur. Mudah-mudahan bermanfaat. Jangan lupa untuk like, subscribe, komen ataupun share isi vlog ini, dan sampai jumpa di vlog selanjutnya. Terima kasih.